Next to me is the Lexus GX460 current generation, and it has some of the best traction control aids in the industry. It has track and A-track. Track simulates a limited slip differential. A-track simulates a locker or a brake locking differential. They are absolutely excellent systems, but Toyota and Lexus also include a feature where you can turn off all traction aids, including VSC, vehicle stability control. Now, a lot of people are confused because they want to know when is a situation where I would turn off those traction aids. It seems counterintuitive, especially in the light of how phenomenal track, A-track, and VSC operate on this vehicle. Today, I'm going to make it crystal clear those situations where you would want to turn off all of your traction control on your Lexus GX460. Okay, let's jump right into it. I've constructed a few props here. The phrase or term of the day is compound surface. So the whole idea, the basic principle behind turning off track is to get your wheels to spin. You want more wheel spin, okay? But the situations where you want those wheel spin are what I call compound surfaces. I just made that term up, but it seems like it fits. What I mean by that is when you have a certain road surface on the top and then another road surface on the bottom, compound road surfaces. So let's pretend this table right here is a normal road. If it's a normal road, you know, you drive your car and away you go, right? Away you go. Okay? So this could be asphalt, this could be sand, this could be hard rock, this could be gravel, this could be any surface that is singular. In those situations, track and A-track work great. But when you have a compound road surface, which I'll demonstrate here in a second using this flower, you're going to see that things become different and you actually want to have more wheel spin. So let's pretend again, this is a black pavement and this flower here now is snow. So let's pour some snow. Make a mess, right? Let's just get it all in there, right? So let's pretend this is snow. And same idea. Underneath of it is the road. So this is a common condition where you're going to turn A-track and track and all traction aids off. You've seen people rock back and forth in the snow to try to get free. Here's what they're trying to do. They're essentially trying to displace the snow by spinning the wheels. So by spinning the wheels fast, they're going to kick out the snow and then get to the grippy surface, which again is this brown table. In real life, that would be a black pavement. So if you have your wheels spinning and A-track and all is trying to grip the wheel because you're slipping on this loose snow, it's not going to allow the wheel to spin enough to displace the snow and get down to the grippy surface. The whole idea is to get rid of the loose surface on the compound surface, displace it, and then get down to where you get grip. This is how you see people doing this in the snow. So when you turn off track, your wheels are going to spin like crazy. Nothing's going to grip or stop them or do anything. So here we go. When you're in the snow and you see people trying to get out of a situation, compound surface, they're going to spin the wheels like crazy. And here we go. It's going to make a mess. But I'll try to do it snow. It's going to, see that? See it flying away? That's what you're trying to do. Then you get grip and you go. Now you can see it displacing. That means removing the loose stuff. And now you see in here, if you look closely, you can see that we have a hard surface here. The brown surface, I just wiped away a little bit, is exposed. Now, away you go. If you didn't have track on, or if you, let me say it again, if you had traction control on and you didn't turn everything off, the ABS system would want to break this wheel before it could displace the snow. Every time it would sense slip, it would grip it, break it, and you would never displace the snow. So you never get down to this hard surface. So that's the whole idea of getting rid of the traction on a loose or compound surface. Now let's go back to compound surface because this applies more than just snow. Okay, in reality, we'd like to think in nature, you know, every surface is a singular surface. We just mentioned that there's compound surfaces such as snow on the road. What about out here in the desert? We have sand. You have sand, loose sand, and then you can have hard sand underneath. We went up Diablo drop-off backwards after a snowstorm, and it had a loose layer of sand, just like this, okay? And underneath was not a hard road, but a you know, hard packed dirt. So that's the dirt surface. Again, in this now scenario is the brown, and on top here is not snow anymore. Now pretend this is loose sand. I know it still looks like snow, but now it's loose sand, and you're going to have the same idea. We've got to get rid of that loose sand in order to get to the hard packed dirt underneath. If you have your traction age on and your wheel starts spinning like crazy, A-track and track are going to stop it, and you'll never displace the loose sand. So let's do another example again. Okay, pretend this is loose desert sand, and underneath is hard, compacted desert rock where you can get some traction. Same idea. Turn traction control off and get that sand out of there. And away you go. So what a mess. I won't mention where I borrowed this flower from, or more importantly, who I borrowed it from. But anyway, let's not think about that part. Anyway, it doesn't matter what the surface is. If it's compound with loose on top, firm on bottom, turn your track off, turn VSC off, turn all that off. And the idea is to simply displace the loose stuff to get to the hard stuff or firm stuff underneath, and that's where your traction is. Now, in the real world, you know, the surfaces are different, so you're going to have to observe what is a compound surface, what's not a compound surface. But the idea behind this video is to get the main logic in your head. Most surfaces off-road are singular. They're just one, they're hard sand, loose rock, mogul, whatever. They're one surface. But you will come into those rare situations where you're going to have a compound surface, and that's what it's for, to cut through that first top loose layer to get your firm layer. And that's why Toyota and Lexus put that feature and still include it on modern cars. It's to help with the compound surface. Before I forget, there is a third common compound surface that many off-roaders encounter where wheel spin is advantageous. In other words, turning off all the traction control. And that is mud. And it's the same principle of what I've been showing you, where the top layer of mud that got the soonest amount of water is very loose and very slippery, and the layers underneath of that top layer of mud are more compacted, more firm relative to the top layer of mud. So people who do a lot of mudding and off-roading in mud will often turn off their traction aids and displace that mud again, that top layer of mud on that compound muddy surface, to get to the more firmer mud underneath, and then they can get going. If you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great, great day.